What is going on, team? How's it going, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever it is for you guys. We're back with our Monday/Sunday episode of the Better Body Academy podcast. What is going on, guys? Hopefully, you all had a beautiful weekend. I want to know in the comments who's coming in to watch this one live. We're going to be kickstarting the episode in 2 minutes, guys, and it's going to be a fun episode, I think. So this one's going to be more directed towards our Better Body Academy clients predominantly. So if you are coming in from the Academy, do say hi in the comments, guys, so I can see who we're talking to. All right, who we got in here? Tezza, how are you, brother? Good to see you in here, my man. The big dog and Jen. Wow. You are so consistent these days, Jen. Congratulations on your sprint returns, mate. You have been amazing. Mr. Christopher Lewis, how are you, my dude? Good to see you in here. Matty Ball, what's going on, legend? Good to see you in the gym straight away today. Got some faces who aren't always on the podcast, so it's good to see you guys in here as well. Sean, how are you, love? Good morning, was from Fiji. You lucky bugger. And you even rub it in with a palm tree, mate. How good. All right, Amelia, what's going on, girl? How are you, mate? Good to see. Look at all these kings and queens coming in from the Academy. My gosh, they're all in here. We've got Amelia here as well. How are you, Meals? Javo, what's going on, girl? Good to see your face in here. Kristen, that photo that you put up on the weekend was ridiculous. The back shot and your change, incredible, mate. Nikki, friend, good on you, my legend. How are you, buddy? Brad Beaver, what is going on, dude? I love you, mate. It's good to see you in here. We've got Carolyn, woohoo! Erin, what's going on, girl? We've got everyone in here this morning. How good. Bobby Gordon, as consistent as ever. Good morning, Sarah Deck. How are you, mate? Danny Brown, we missed you on the huddle on the weekend, and you promised me you'd be on there. Everyone asked question to Dan, why wasn't he on the huddle? Just stirring, Dan. Let's have a chat, mate. Good morning, Joe. How are you, mate? Or afternoon, I should say, for you. Evening. Guys, we're going to start in this one in 30 seconds. So, guys, how was your weekend? Let me know in the comments. What did you get up to? Did you relax? Did you have some fun? It looks like it's freezing back home in Australia. Not the funnest weather at the moment. Coach Mike told me he had to actually cancel his bike ride, which was because of like 70 kilometer hour winds. So I'm guessing it's pretty disgusting back home. So not the greatest start to winter, but anyway, yeah, work, Dan. I know, mate. It's a challenge balancing it all, brother. All right, Em, good morning to you. Hey, Joe, it's lovely to have your company in here. Guys, we got 20 people watching this live. How good. I think we should just get started. What do you reckon? Let's do this. Have I got any water or what? I'm going to be so dry on this podcast. Anyway, let's do this. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back to the Better Body Academy podcast. This is the podcast that you come to when you are sick of the dumb diets and unsustainable workout programs. Guys, welcome to another week inside and outside of Better Body Academy. I just want to say I appreciate you so much coming in here and sharing, being able to tell the stories of, the guys and girls inside academies, our academy, and what they're winning at, what they're struggling with. And this week in the podcast is going to be a banger. I want to congratulate everyone who participated wholly in the 6-week sprint event. We're going to do more of these kind of focused weeks because I think it gives us something to double down on. Sometimes when you're trying to focus on too many things and changing habits across too many things, you get a little bit overwhelmed. And so this was the first time that we've really narrowed in on resistance training. And I think the benefits have been seen. There was a number of posts that have gone up saying that was awesome. Thank you. So thank you for the feedback. I really appreciate it, guys. And what we're going to turn our attention to now is June, which will be inside of Better Body Academy Mastermind Month. We're going to be bringing on former Mastermind students onto the podcast, asking them to reflect on their experience because we are launching very shortly the next Mastermind. Obviously, the demand that we put up in the group when we asked, who's interested in taking their mindset to the next level, it was huge. I don't actually know if we'll be able to fit everyone who said, I want to be part of it into a mastermind because part of a mastermind is that you need to make sure that you're willing to get super vulnerable and super deep. I think it's rather important for me to be able to bring on past students to tell you about their experience, because the reality is I don't want to have to sell you guys into the experience. I want you to want to do it. I can tell you that this mastermind will change your life, but you have to go all in. And so the first, good question that I think it's worth asking is like, what the hell is a mastermind? Because it's not a common term that most of us know. I first heard about the concept of a mastermind in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I nearly said Napoleon Dynamite there. I'm pretty busy right now. Anyway, guys, do you know the book? Who's read it? Let me know in the comments. Think and Grow Rich. It's a cracker of a book. And he talked about mastermind and this being one of the key secrets to success. Now, in his old English style, he described it as such: the coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people working towards definite purpose in a spirit of harmony. He then went on to say, no two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third intangible force, which is likened to a third mind. That's a pretty hard thing to kind of get your head around. So to break that down, you've all heard of the idea that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with, right? Well, imagine working closely with a group of 10, 15 men or women for a 12-week period where you focus deeply on your mindset at all costs. The mastermind idea capitalizes on this. It pulls people together that really want to be part of this and really want to invest in taking themselves to the next level. Who you spend time with ultimately influences the person that you will eventually become. I've talked about this at length on the Better Body Academy podcast before, and it is the reason why our academy works. So what's the difference between the base program, elite, and the mastermind? Well, as you get higher and higher and higher, the participants' number shrinks. And only the people that really, really, really want it and must have it and have gone from should do to must do are left in that top level container. And inside of this container, we meet on a weekly basis to discuss the barriers that we're struggling to overcome, the successes that we are having, and the real things that we want to achieve in life. Now, the mastermind is fluid. And so what I mean by this is it's not a set structure. We respond to individual things that are holding people back because we want the experience to make sure that it gets you across that gap so that you're set up to get across your next gap in the future. Now, the formulation of the mastermind group requires pretty careful planning, guys, and an assurance that each member of the mastermind brings commitment, vulnerability, and a willingness to turn up and participate wholly. For the mastermind is only as strong as its weakest link. It's like a team sport. This begs the question, and a lot of people are going to ask this question. You might be asking it as I talk about this now. Am I actually ready for a mastermind? Am I actually ready? It's a great question, but a contradictory one. Let me explain why. In order for you to be ready for anything in life, we sort of think to ourselves, well, my confidence has got to be in the right place and my self-belief has to be there and I've got to be ready to go deep and to the next level. But if you were totally ready already and you had all of those things in check going into the mastermind, then you'd already be at your next level. This is why the idea of I'm ready is a really interesting one. At the start of the last mastermind, we had about half of the men and women that actually started in the mastermind and went through actually messaged and said, look, I really want to do this, but I'm nervous and scared and I don't know if I'm ready. And that's the point. You will never, ever, ever be ready for the next level of your life. That's why it's your next level. If it was not your next level, it would be the level that you are already at. Does this make sense, guys? Before, I kind of go into details, the kings like Nick Duggan and Travis and Terry, Corey, Russell, Dan Troutman, Lucas, Mike Bergman, they are all products of the mastermind. And the queens in our academy, like Michelle and Linda and Christy and Jan and Lisa and Caroline and Catherine and Julie, they are all products of the mastermind. Those people that you see so consistently in the academy. Before I started running masterminds with BBA clients, I had my own first experience to being in a mastermind. It was a group of around 15 health professionals who met once to twice per week to challenge each other and hold each other accountable. And of all of the things that I have done in my life, it was the single 12-week experience that I had in that mastermind that accelerated my personal results, my confidence, and we went deep. We went bloody deep. At the start of it, if I'm completely honest, I felt like a bit of an imposter. There were people around me that were more experienced, that were more better than me, and I'm not sure that I was ready. I was saying the same things that you guys would be thinking. I'm not sure if I'm good enough for this yet. But the truth is, I was a combination of both scared and nervous and excited all in one. Yet I trusted my coach 100%. And so whatever price he told me it was going to be, I got on a call with him and I said, I don't care. Beforehand, I said, I don't care what he says. I'm just going to say yes and trust the process. I was sick of being fucking good and I wanted to be great. And this mastermind took me to the next level. I credit most of what you guys see in our academy to that 12-week experience that I had. Now, just over 12 months ago, probably a little bit more, we were reviewing our own academy results inside this academy, like any good coaches should. You should be constantly seeing your coaches review the program and make sure that they're evolving it. We were getting amazing results in terms of fat loss, but there were two home truths for me. Number one is fat loss is actually relatively simple. It really is. If you give people a plan that works and they follow it, they lose fat. It's as simple as that. It's maintaining it permanently that is actually the true test. Who knows exactly what I'm talking about? Like, you've lost fat before, but then put it all back on again. That proves that it's the maintenance that's the hard part. And that comes down to mindset. That is strength of mindset. And number two, in terms of the whole truths, I felt like I had a ton more to give and I wasn't running a podcast at this point in time. And I wanted to make a bigger impact on people. And I felt like I just didn't have the medium in the base group to be able to really impact in the greatest level that I can. The mastermind gives an outlet. And the reason is because the mastermind isn't really about nutrition and training. That's just the stepping stone. Fat loss is the stepping stone. What the big things are here is getting deep into this mindset, working out what ticks. And that is what gave growth to what we call the women's Elevate Mastermind and the men's Everest Mastermind. So what type of things are covered in the mastermind? Well, just to give you some examples of the depth of stuff, like what is mindset and how does it actually impact us? Like we toss around this word mindset, but I don't actually think we know what it means. How to access the depth of your potential. Or what about how to live abundantly and attract things to you? And you can probably imagine what I'm going to go with down the line of creating a vision, making sure your vision wall is set, understanding what you actually want in life, diving deep into that vision to get what you really want, how to desensitize from fear that holds you back and stops you from being fucking amazing, and being able to rewire your brain over the long term to help you overhaul your current self-limiting beliefs. You see, the mastermind is much deeper than nutrition and training. It's about accelerating your journey towards health, wealth, and happiness and going places that you've never been. And so what I would tell you guys is that if you're successful in getting into the mastermind, shit is going to get real. Now, there will be more information coming over the next few weeks as we go into the launch. Now, guys, to wind out this podcast, and I said that this podcast episode was mainly for our Better Body Academy crew, we are going to announce the winners of our 6-week sprint. Now, I think for one moment, it's important to say that you guys didn't do this to win the prizes. I put on prizes because I just want there to be something that's just there, like something that's there. And the winners that we've chosen, I think, are so deserved. I've taken into account the opinions of some of the more experienced people inside of the group. And I'm taking into account all of the coaches' opinions on announcing these winners. And so I'm going to go through them now and say straight up congratulations to these people who, to start, will be winning a $100 merch voucher for the store. I'll contact you directly over the course of the next day to make sure that in this next run that we're just doing now, you got $100 each to spend as a bit of a well done. I think your effort was incredible. So from the women's group, we could not go past the UK's Jen Lovegrove. Jen, you stepped it up like super over the course of this 6-week sprint. You were just so consistent. And in these awards, we have tended to go towards people who are newer in the academy for obvious reasons. But Jen, we couldn't look past you, man. You were just unbelievable. So Jen, well done, mate. In addition to that, we are announcing Miss Emily Drew and Miss Lauren Savage, both winners of a $100 voucher each. Again, coaches pretty kind of agreed in our decision for the women's group. Okay, so Jen Lovegrove, Em Drew, and Loz Savage. Well done, ladies, you little legends. For the men's group, $100 each is going to Steve Byron. Of course, dude. Ooh, Steve, you have just been, 25 kilograms lost in about 12 or 13 weeks. And it's happened because you've been so super consistent. Mr. James Skeets, also $100 to James. Well done, brother. You were just incredible as well. And also, I am going to split $60 each because I couldn't split these two, Matty Ball and Ben Smith. Matty Ball and Ben Smith. So Stevie Byron, $100. James Skeech, $100. Matty Ball and Ben Smith, $60 each because I couldn't split the two of you. Well done, legends. I love you guys so much. Now let's talk about the grand prize. Drum roll. All right, guys. There are some crew in here who have been true highlights to myself and the coaching group. We'll call these guys the MVPs, I guess. And when our coaches spoke about this, was it last Friday on our coach call? It was literally unanimous. And so absolutely congratulations to these two ladies so far, Miss Wendy Crichton and Miss Amy Brown from the UK and Australia. We couldn't look past you two. You guys have $300 cash each that you've just won. So that's pretty cool. $300 cash each for you guys. That is Miss Wendy Crichton and Amy Brown. So well done to the ladies group. Inside the men's group, also kind of difficult to leave Steve Byron out of this, but Steve, I think, acknowledged very, very well. We are going with Mr. Ben Richardson and Mr. Nick Friend. Ben Richardson and Nick Friend. I got to say that, there was two people that for me personally, I just could not see past the consistency day in, day out of Nick Friend and Amy Brown particularly. You guys have just absolutely dominated this sprint. And it's really, really interesting because those two individuals, as well as the greater group who just won, these are the people that are getting the results. Like incredible results in terms of physical transformation. And it's happening because they're following the plan and continuing to show up. I'm of the belief, and it's one of the themes that we cover in the Mastermind, that is how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if in a short term, you commit to excellence in a short term, you don't need to view the whole marathon at once. You just need to view the next, in this case, 6 weeks, but break it down. Break it down into something more digestible, because when you're trying to change, decades perhaps of living a certain way, it's quite daunting, right? It's quite overwhelming. But if we chunk it down into, 2-week blocks or 4-week blocks or 6-week blocks, it's just so much more doable. So guys, I'm going to wrap that episode up there, a short one today. I hope you guys have had a beautiful, beautiful weekend. coming into Monday, we're going to go strong. Like I said, it is Mastermind month, June. We're going to get stuck in. I appreciate you guys. This has been the Better Body Academy podcast, the podcast that you come to when you're sick of the dumb diets and unsustainable workout programs and you want to find your next level. Mastermind month is June. Let's get stuck into another big week.